Hi, my name is Kara Seebacher and I am the Safety and Environmental Manager for Kennedy Tank, and today I'm going to be kicking off our safety moments that we're going to be posting to LinkedIn, and it's going to consist of some of our employees from the floor as well as foremen, and they will be talking about some safety topics and giving you guys some quick tips. They're roughly going to be about 2 minutes long, so we're going to keep them short and sweet. And today I'm going to start off talking about nylon sling inspection. So I brought one of the slings up that was in our throwaway bin for slings, and what we do is we toss them in this bin when we find that they need to be taken out of service, and we replace them. So this sling has a lot wrong with it, and it's a good learning tool for this purpose. So whenever you're looking at a sling, you want to look for any abrasions, punctures, or tears in the sling. So this one, you can see that maybe it rubbed up against a sharp object. And keep in mind, when you're using nylon slings, you want to use softeners to protect the sling. And you also want to be looking at the stitching, making sure that the stitching is still intact. There's no loose stitching or pop stitching. This one has a little bit of pop stitching on it, as well as you want to look to see if there's any charring or burns. We are a fabrication shop, so there's a likelihood that with it being around hot work that it might get a little bit of slag on it and burn it. For instance, the label has a little bit of charring on it here. You can see that it was a little bit burned. And another thing with the labels that are on the slings, you want to make sure that they're intact, because there's a lot of important information on a label on the slings, and it will show you what the maximum pick capacity that this sling can be used in different formations. So it shows a basket, and then it makes its way over to choker, where you can't really make out what the load capacity is for using it as a choker. So this needs to be taken out of service just because of the tag too. So you could have a brand new sling, and if the tag's not legible, it needs to be taken out of service. As well as some of you may have heard, if it's red, it's dead. What this means is if a red strand is shown, so you can kind of see here, there's a red strand showing. This means it's red, it's dead. So it's been cut or punctured to a point that the red string is visible. And this is just kind of a good example of things that you want to look for on a sling to take out of service. Obviously, there's multiple things here. And the color of the sling is one thing you notice, that it's very dark. This sling was actually yellow whenever it started out. So this sling was this color. What this means is it was exposed to UV rays. It also has gotten a little bit dirty, but a sling should still be of color, just because when it's exposed to the sun, or maybe it's been wet and dried out too many times, it can affect the integrity of the sling. So this is a brand new sling, obviously, and we can see that the label is legible, as well as all of the stitching is intact on this sling, and it's tightly stitched, and there's no loose stitching, as well as no visible chars or burns or tears in it. And you want to make sure that you're inspecting your slings prior to each use as well. But this was just a quick overview of what to inspect on slings, and it surely does not encompass everything, but just a quick few facts, and hopefully you guys learned something today. And that'll be it for nylon sling inspection.